What up, everybody? Peace, higher powers. This is Indigenous realist, the noble, the truth. How everybody doing out there? Hey, I ran across a video by RBG, The Chosen. This is my guy. I fuck with him. I love him. This is a brother. I ran across his channel a few years ago. We had a dialogue. And I think he ran across my channel a few years ago. I ran across his. We had a good dialogue, and we built a little bit. He came out with this interesting video. Very interesting. Hey, I want to say this. I have no intentions to infringe upon the rights of RFG Chosen One or Black Magic 363. The purpose of this video is only for commentary purposes and reactionary purposes and a little critiquing, because I didn't even listen to it. This is going to be my first time watching it right here. I scanned through it a little bit the first couple minutes and I heard some very interesting things. And I was like, oh yeah, I got to check my guy out, see what he's saying. Let's see, share screen. Share screen. Application window. Let's see, operation tab. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Hey, and for those that seeing this in the future, make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe, etc., and leave a comment down below. Okay, we got that going.
New Shopify point of sale, all-in-one POS solution built on the world's most powerful commerce platform. Whether you're one solution, 1,000 of sale can help elevate your e-commerce strategy, streamline operations.
All right, family. All right, we are now live.
Video.
Oh, it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good show. Yeah. Already, y'all know this brother right here next. About to bring him.
That's my bad. If y'all can still hear me, man, you know, I'm kind of fresh back on the scene. You know, that's a rookie mistake right there. Let's see, can I go backwards? Hopefully everything's still sharing. Let's see. Monitor out, man. Rookie move, man. Rookie move.
Hey, we should be live right now. Move my booty closer. Damn. Ooh, be a good one. Let me clean off my blue light glasses. We about to get started. We about to clean off my blue light glasses and let me get to this quick commercial from King Simon, and we'll be right back, family. But this is gonna be a good one. Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
The legendary Professor James Smalls come to Atlanta, Georgia for 2 days. April 6th and April 7th. You don't want to miss it. He's doing a public and a private event. Text me right now at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. The legendary Professor James Smalls, as you've seen him on Hidden Colors and all the rest of the documentaries. Make sure you go to my link tree at linktree/King Simon and Numero Beta. Professor James Smalls in Atlanta, April 6th and April 7th.
All right. With that being said, I want to welcome everybody to the chat. I got a new guest on tonight, making his debut on the channel. I want to give a shout out to the sister. Sister had mentioned me on Instagram. She put @BlackMagic363. I forget the sister name, and it was a post you had put up. And she was like, "Yo, it's about time this brother gets on Black Magic 363 channel." And I was like, well, who's she talking about? I always, I want to see who people talking about. And I went to your page, and you had made you reposted something. You was like, "Yo, I decoded Thundercats in 2020, and you was breaking down the Thundercats and Illyrians, and I just did a show with the name Brun on the Illyrian, and the information he was dropping. I'm like, oh shit! I was like, damn, sister, you right? This brother do need to get on the channel. So, family, this is one of the brothers that I think he's gonna make a huge impact. I'm glad I had the brother on here. You go by the name, is it RFG Chosen One?
That's correct.
All right, so that's what you want to be known by, RFG Chosen One.
And you can call me Jordan or RFG. It don't matter to me, but
All right, my man Jordan. I hear that. Hey, listen. Oh, that was me. So she in the chat. Shout out to Smokey Lopez. Yeah. Shout out to Smokey Lopez. You probably mention him. I get so many people trying to be on the show that things just slip my mind. But he stood out when I read his post, so I appreciate it. Listen, brother, I want to get right into it. Hot topic. So much talk about on the internet about America. Black people are claiming America, saying they're not from Africa. It's very controversial, very controversial topic. Some people seen it as divisive because Black people are saying that they were here first in this country. But nonetheless, I appreciate the brothers and sisters who's out there bringing forth this information, and it's up to decide whether it resonates with us or not. One of the things you talk about that is very interesting, I've had the brother Rod Hayes talk about this, and several other people talk about this, is the Kemetic influence in America.
okay.
You put up a post saying that. Let me hold up, y'all. Let me read this post. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second while y'all continue to get ready. Yeah, well, let me just say this. You said that there's irrefutable proof that Turtle Island, which many people know as America, is the original Kemet, and that could be found in the Grand Canyon. I hear so much about the Grand Canyon, so I can't wait for this information. I've heard there's portals in the Grand Canyon that take you straight from America to Africa. I hear there's pyramids over there. I hear so much stuff about the Grand Canyon. Brother, to start out with this show, what can you tell me about the Grand Canyon, Kemet, and the ancient past, whether it's the moon or whatever, my brother? Very excited to start off.
Like I said, it's an honor to be on your platform. I'm gonna start off by saying that, and I'll just go ahead and say that if you do your diligent research, you will see that you're only able to be allowed to see in between 3 and 5% of the actual Grand Canyon. So 97 to 95% of the Grand Canyon is closed off from the general public. Wow. We're talking about agents, working for secret sectors of the military, Black helicopters, Black unmarked vehicles. And if you try to go to certain restricted areas of the Grand Canyon, you're gonna be met with opposition. And that's for a reason. That's for a reason, because if you study the Hopi, what the Hopi say about it, it is literally the original Kemet, all right? And you'll see caves with our ancient ancestors' hieroglyphics. You will see mud remains of all types of different intelligent beings that existed on this landmass thousands and thousands of years ago. There's also something called the Sedona vortex, which is an accumulation of orgone or ether energy that's coming from a layer underneath Arizona. And the energy is so high frequency. So many people who go there to Arizona, they feel it. You don't even have to be too close to the actual vortex to feel it. Soon as you enter that Arizona, those state lines, you're gonna feel a difference, and that's coming from the Sedona vortex. So another person who said the same thing was DMX. when he took his trip to Arizona. It actually changed his life if you study it, and it's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But I wish there was a all get together somehow and independently explore it and see what we could excavate, because they're not going to restrict something that heavily unless something important, something powerful is being guarded that they don't want the people to see or to tap into. Now, when we talk about etymology, the word America itself does not come from America.
Okay, I want to pause right there to say this. Man, there's really no way possible them folks gonna let us go excavate anything over there. I'm talking about unless we pull some real deal black ops type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way they're gonna let us go. Like me, a bigger place where I want to go is Antarctica. Hey, let me over there. Let me see what I need to see, because what he's describing as far as like the Black Ops helicopter, the military presence, etc., so forth, that's what's going on in Antarctica. They're forbidding us to go over there. They don't want us to see the pyramids over there. They don't want us to see the portals over there. They don't want us to have access to the bigger land masses that are available over there, and the portal and access that's over there. So I do want to say he's on point, but thinking logically, we ain't going over there. We ain't going to Grand Canyon, because we all know, we've all heard, or we all know what's up in there, and it's a lot of stuff they don't want us to see.
Like we're taught in public education. The word America comes from Amaruca, which is an Incan word for the great serpent, because the America landmass, if we're going off of metaphysics, it represents the Kundalini serpent dealing with the fire, the Kundalini fire. That's why the Americas is the fire nation. So you have the serpent name from Amaruca, and then you have Turtle Island. Now, the Native Americans in North America, they refer to it as Turtle Island. When you study the tortoise and the turtle, that's actually the oldest land vertebrate in the world. So when we're talking about vertebrates, that's animals with a spinal column. The first land animal with a spinal column was the turtle.
Okay. Am I still in there? We gotta go check this out. I ain't never heard that before, ever. So let's check that out. He said it's the first land vertebrate ever. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna continue to play the video and I'll check it out on my phone. I've never heard that before.
All land vertebrates are branch offs of the turtle. And like I said, I'll get to that in other lectures, but that's going off into genetic splicing. But that specifically is why the North Americans decided to name, North America Turtle Island, because it is the closest landmass to Atlantis and Lemuria in culture.
In culture. So what can you tell me about this land we call America and Atlantis and Lemuria? What was going on around those times in this country that we call America?
You had different deities. You had deities that were trying to outdo other gods through forms of genetic grafting and genetic splicing. A lot of people don't want to accept this truth, but there were different melanated people that were warring against each other over power, and that's how our ancestors were able to be so easily overtaken by the colonizer. That's why there's so many tribes, throughout the Americas and in Africa. So very, very, very interesting. You know, you can see certain sites like Lovelock Cave, Nevada, as well as Spirit Cave, Nevada. In Spirit Cave, Nevada, they found the old.
My bad, y'all. I forgot to unmute my mic. All I basically said was, "Hey, man, I love the brother. He's on point." But he said something about the tribes were warring with each other, or there were so many different indigenous people over here that we started warring with each other, and that's where the tribes came from. I say I totally don't agree with that, just on the strength that I know that tribalism is actually family. Family. The tribes are families. You know what I'm saying? Like, I broke down a few years ago before I went to federal prison that race, the word race as we use it as far as coming from Darwinism or coming from, I forgot the other European name, but as far as coming from those two dudes, that race doesn't exist in etymology. The word race comes from the root ras, which means like a race. It's a competition in between two separate families. So therefore, my race is not like, we could be skin folks. We're definitely not kin folks. If you didn't come from my grandmother or my great grandmother or my great grandfather, we are not the same race. Period. Why do you think in the Bible? I'm not religious. I'm very spiritual, but why do you think in the Bible he always referred to the Israelites as a race? Because they were one family. That's a race. So that's what I'm saying. That's what tribalism is about. Tribalism is about family and about race. It has nothing to do with warring tribes. But I'm rocking with you, brother. Come on, because I don't want to take too long on this video.
Oldest human remains in recorded human history, over 10,600 years.
My bad, y'all. My bad. We had some technical difficulties, man. I'm back. Something was going on. I guess I don't know, man. They've been trying to kick me off. My bad, y'all. My bad. Okay. Monitor good. Audio good. Damn, the damn video disappeared, man. Hopefully I can pull it back up right where we were. Let's see. YouTube studio. No, I don't want to go there. Yeah, my bad, John. But anyway, drop a comment. Okay, a rising Aboriginal. Peace. Who is this, man? I'm so unfamiliar with the names, but peace, a rising Aboriginal. How are we? How are we, sir? Everything good? Everything good? How are we? Look, this RFG, he owned something. He really owned something. Look, I wish I could have showed y'all the box. I should have did an unboxing, right? While I was in federal prison, right? I just got out of last month of doing 47 months in federal prison. I just did a testing stream earlier where I took all 540 videos that I had up, took them from private and put them back public. Okay, check this out. I received a call from a childhood friend who knew nothing about my YouTube channel. I've never sent him a link. He never came and watched it. He's never been in the comment section. You know, I got like over 200 live streams where I was on there hours and hours and hours just letting people question me about anything. That's what I do, right? Open bill all the time, right? Do you know my childhood friend called me and he said, hey, bro, I'm so glad to hear that you out, bro. What's your plans? Yada, yada, so forth. We kicked it for a little bit. The dude told me, he said, man, you know why you were in jail? I'm like, yeah, I pretty much know why I'm in jail. Why you say that? He said, bro, you were in jail for your YouTube channel, bro. You were doing too much on YouTube, bro. The information you dropped was so on point, bro, that the folks got you out the way. But I'm gonna get off that. I'm finna come right here. Let's go back to that video. Okay, let me share the screen. Let me share the screen again. Just doing a little commentary on the brother video, man. I ran it. For y'all that don't know, I said at the beginning of the video, I said it again. I ran across the brother RFG Chosen, maybe back in 17 or 18. He popped up on my channel, and we were kicking similar information as far as like numerology, as far as like us black people being in so-called black people being indigenous to America, etc., so forth. And the brother, we had dialogues and stuff like that. I don't know, they hid it. But anyway, let's see. Let me go back right here. I'm going to share this again. I'm just critiquing the brother a little bit. He's on point though, but some things I just, I don't agree with. But for the most part, he kicking his flavor though. I love it. I love the culture. Yeah. What is this? What's going on? Watch ads, we ads on the channel, yeah. Skip that thing. Okay. Let's get the brother back up here.
Found the oldest human remains in recorded human history, over 10,600 years old. Mummified human remains found in a cave in Nevada called Spirit Cave. Then they found Lovelock Cave, Nevada, where they found redhead giant mummies. And from what the archaeologists are saying, they were like cannibal giants with red hair. And you can find all this information on before they take it all down.
Okay, I want to pause and cut in right here. As the brother said that before I ran across my technical difficulties, I went to go look that up. I'm like, okay, what is he talking about? Because I heard of these, but look, this is what he's talking about. Where he said, oh, they got they're doing a Freemasonic hand gesture. But what they're really doing is the gesture of Moses, which Drew Ali brought, you know what I'm saying? Which is the opening and closing of the inner self, the emotional self. This is the sign of the empath. This is a sign of controlling your emotions, though. Also, but check this out. I don't know where the camera's located. He on point though. Wait, oh, here we go. Okay. You got the red hair giant. Got some skulls. Get that out the way. Love Lock Cave, the brother on point. See what I'm saying? The brother on point. I like that. All right, let's get back to the video. As I said, I don't want to stay on this too long. I'm just critiquing because he's going to say something about the Moors and the Mayans. And that's really what made me cut into this video. And that's as far as I got. So everything past the part where he said something about the Moors and the Mayans, I haven't even seen. It's going to be my first time seeing it with you all. I haven't seen it or heard it.
Eventually. And there were also Anunnaki bones found in a cave in Southern California. And these free Masonic excavators, maybe they worked for National Geographic, something of that nature, but they were putting up a free Masonic gesture when they opened the tomb of the Anunnaki skeletons. They had their hand over their chest. And you know, it's been viral for quite some time now, but most people know what I'm referring to. That was found in Southern California in the early.
I want to say this too, just real quick, since we're on the topic of giants. Bro, I'm full-blooded. I'm talking about I'm full-blooded except for a little bitty piece out of Upper Kemet. I'm full-blooded indigenous. I'm full-blooded American. Like this is what it is. Like I'm full-blooded from my great oldest ancestors all the way down, right? I mean, I'm descended from giants. I'm descended from giants. And now I want to say, is anybody else noticed this, right? Because you will think for a dark skin or copper colored like individual like myself to have reddish or copper hair. When I grow my mustache out and my beard all the way out, it curls up right here, and it's red and copper hairs at the end. They're here right now. Just when it grow longer, you'll see them. Also, all the hairs over my body, including my back legs and everything, are copper colored. And I'm pretty sure that's where they're getting this from these giants from. I honestly know that we're living in a hologram and that some of us are bigger than what we even think. And that's why sometimes if you ever have those dreams or waking sensations of objects being bigger or smaller than what they really appear, or have dreams of yourself being bigger than everyone else, you're really a giant. You're in this hologram and everything is made to seem like you're the same size as everyone else. No, you're really a giant. So let me get back to the video though. The brother on point though. The brother's definitely on point.
1900s.
What I think you said they were Nephilim bones.
Yeah.
Tell the people who are the Nephilim for those who may not know.
Nephilim are deities that are they have a piece of human genetics, and then they have a piece of genetics that come directly from beings known as the Titans. The Titans were like forces of nature that weren't fully they weren't fully resonating on third dimensional frequency. So they were talking forces of nature.
Wow.
So
Okay. Now look, that's where I get sidetracked, y'all. I ain't did this in so long. I get a little sidetracked. That's where I was going when I said, man, the brother called me and told me I was in jail with the federal prison because of my YouTube. I also say, man, I had 44 books that I wrote. They all disappeared. Books gone. channel. 44 books that I wrote are just totally gone, totally missing, and a lot of them are on these subjects right here that the brothers are talking about. Right here, I'm gonna tell you that.
And it's wild for me to say this, but everything they put on the mainstream cartoons, movies, and video games, they want us to be entertained from it. They want us to laugh and giggle. They want us to look at it like, you know, it's make believe, but it's not. It's actually the true history, the true reality.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you was talking about since we're talking about the movies and the cartoons, and we're talking about America and America being original Kemet, let's talk about Black Panther, Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying Wakanda being in South Dakota. Talk to me about Wakanda. What's that about, Wakanda in South Dakota?
Well, that's an area where you have a sacred mound. It's in North America are actually mounds. And when we talk about Wakanda and the Black Panther and the Golden Jaguar, that's all dealing with the Americas. If you actually study the jaguar species, all of Black Panther is a dark jaguar or a dark leopard. In Africa, the panther is a dark leopard. In America, the panther is the dark jaguar. So there.
Hey, once again, I want to cut in and say, man, hey, the brother is on point. Now, look, I dropped a video before I had went to the feds, right? And it was on the Black Panther movie. And I also dropped another video. It was called Dual Earth. So check out both of those where I said, these are two different planets, bro. Eastern Maxim and Western Maxim, the Eastern Hemisphere and the Western Hemisphere, two different planets, right? And the plants, the animals, and the people on each side, each hemisphere reflect each other, but they're totally different. And that's what that movie Black Panther was really about. In my breakdown of it, you got to find out, I should reshare it. The breakdown of it, I was saying, like, the whole symmetry of that movie was when he drunk the juice, when he drunk it, he didn't turn into no Black Panther. He turned into a golden jaguar, the symbol of America. When you go into those tombs out there in Mexico, you see jaguars, you see jaguar men, you see men wearing jaguar skins, leopard skins, and things of that nature. You never see panther, you never see black symmetry out here in America. It was more on the, so he's on point with that. He's on point. Let me get back to it. Man. I just want to I want to dialogue when he come in and speak on the Moors and when he speak on the Maya, because like those are my people. Like those are my people. The Maya, like those are my people.
Really referring Americas. You got the dark jaguar, you got the golden jaguar, and they got the nation of Wakanda. In the latest Black Panther, they were talking about the Maya. Now that's interesting because when you study the etymology of Maya, it's directly synonymous with words like mahogany, cigar, and June bug. Now that's interesting. Why would the word Maya, according to etymology online, why would Maya be associated with mahogany, cigar, and June bug?
Yeah.
They're all dark copper colored. They're all a reddish brown.
Now look, the reason why it's synonymous with cigar, right? Because tobacco. I was on Sarnetta channel the other day, right? A few weeks ago, I was on Sarnetta channel. They had a sister from the indigenous community. She was on there kicking her flavor, dropping her juice. Shout out to the sister. I don't even remember her name, right? But I got on there and I was like, hey, we got certain resources over here in America that didn't exist in no other part of the world back then. And most resources I named was tobacco. But just to refresh y'all and put it on my own channel, and this is one of the books I had written that came up mysteriously missing when I left the BOP, which is federal prison. Just all my literature came up mysteriously missing that I wrote. But appreciate it, love and Disney. But tobacco cotton, and anybody can check out on these things. And you'll think like, oh, this existed everywhere. No, they were using wool on that hemisphere. But this is the shit these items I'm finna name, we were trapping these items to the Eastern Hemisphere because you can't get them nowhere else. You cannot get them nowhere else. And that's like people love weed so much, for like that shit didn't exist over there. And that's why people like me, or since 2019, when the energy flux went up, we're having very adverse effects to tobacco. To marijuana. It's almost like I'm allergic to it. If I smoke some marijuana right now, you want to see me wig the hell out, anxiety attack, panic attack, heart like it's been bust, et cetera, so forth. Check this out. Tobacco, cotton, coffee, sugar, real sugar, not honey and all that extra shit. And there's one other one that I named. Oh, coffee. Coffee, bro. Them things ain't exist. And if you know, those are all addictive. Those are all very, very addictive things. But anyway, where he's saying the etymology, okay, I want to go back to that. Where he's talking about the etymology, Maya, we know Maya means mystery. We know Maya means something that's yet to be discovered or something that's hidden. And that was the whole thing, like why they call them the Maya, because they knew like, these are the people, these are the ones that been hiding from us. These are the ones hiding everything that we need. These are the ones hiding these addictive things that we want. Oh yeah, about it.
Brownish copper color. The cigar, mahogany, and the June bug. Wow. And if you study what the Spaniards used to refer to the Maya as, they called them a derogatory term called the mayate. And that means June bug. So that means the original Maya had to be of that complexion. You know, we also have statues and certain hieroglyphics showing that the Maya wore their hair in locks and twisted up the locks. Then, you know, of course, we have the Olmec heads, and you had a whole bunch of people saying that the Olmec heads were at the back of the Olmec heads. You see that they had like cornrows. They literally had like cornrows. You know what I'm saying? And so when you look at those things and you look at it from a broad perspective, something ain't adding up. When we go to Webster's dictionary, the 1800s Webster's dictionary, we look up terms like Indian, like American, Negro. It's all going to go back to the original copper-colored race of the Americas. And then, for instance, when we look at the word Washington, Washington D.C., George Washington, that term comes from the Washita Native Americans and the Washoe Native Americans. So when we study who the Washita are, they are so-called Black Native Americans. And if you think, why would the NFL owners make it their duty to put a dark-complected Native American on that Redskins logo? And why did that just so happen to be in the city of Washington, D.C.? You see what I'm saying? And they made it seem like there was a whole bunch of petitions talking about it was racist to have that name and that image on an NFL logo. But in reality, what's his name? Dan Snyder did not have to get rid of that logo. Legally, the reason they got rid of it because they know there's a demographic of people waking up in the States, and they don't want that logo to be used as a form of proof to who Black people really are. But that's why they got rid of it.
Yeah, very interesting. What can you tell me about the Moors in America? I hear so much about the Moors in America. What's your take on what the information that's out there?
The Moors, they were North who thought they did a decent.
And I want to say the disclaimer again, man. I gotta say my disclaimer again because I don't want nobody to get it misconstrued thinking it's any type of smoke, right? I'm not after this guy or anything. This my guy. Like I fuck with him. He seen one of my videos back in the day when I started dropping back in 2017, 18, I don't know, 18. And he reached out to me, you know what I'm saying? We did some dialogues. I don't even know if you remember me, but hey, I remember you. I remember anybody I ever come in contact with. But check this out. You're totally wrong, brother. You're going off what the European has said to hide who the Moors were. Now, any old dictionary, any old anything will tell you, oh, the Moors are a race of people who popped up in 711 to about the year of like 1492. That sound familiar? And they ruled over there. They conquered Spain and parts of Europe and et cetera, so forth, built colleges, universities, et cetera, so forth. But the key part is, where were these people before then? And to just say they were some migratory tribes of northern Africa, mix of Arab and Berber, no. That's not who these people were. Now he brought up the Mayans, and it almost seemed like the dude from Black Magic 363 growing up Maya, then turn around and he turned around and asked him about the Moors right after the Mayans because he knows. Because if you look, when did the Moors invade Spain? Oh, the 8th century. Okay. When did the Mayans disappear from the Americas? The beginning of the 8th century. Now, when you look into this, right? When you look into this and you see, like, you go into history of the Mayans, like that's why I said the Mayan people, because I studied these people, right? And the Mayans were the original merchants. The Mayans were the original merchants. And when they seen that it was sweet out there, they didn't go out there to civilize them through a genetic sequence. Like, I don't know. I found no traces of that, and there's nothing in me. No, that was their downfall. If you look at the Albert Pike speech, all right, anybody that has anything to do with masonry, you'll know. You know what I'm saying? That there's a 33rd degree Albert Pike speech, and it's called The Fall of Ancient Egypt. And it tells how the European Freemasons sent their daughters and sicked them on the Pharaoh's sons. How through amalgamation and through interbreeding and through a mixing of the blood, that's how ancient Kemet fell. But anytime you say ancient Kemet, we're talking about one global world order. We're talking about one global empire, which is only the Moorish world order, which is only the Moroccan Empire. And don't get it twisted. I'm not a member of the Moorish Sign Symbol of America. I've never joined personally. I never seen the temple personally. You know what I'm saying? I had a fez in the feds. I bought it from somebody. Like, but what I'm saying is this, like, the Mayans are the Moors. There's no trace of Moors and no historical document before 711. And that's because they weren't on that. They were on this hemisphere. These two hemispheres didn't talk. Okay, a few minutes ago, I mentioned the resources that we have available in America that don't exist in no other part of the planet. And I named some of them: coffee, tobacco, sugar, cotton, and cocaine. These are all addictive. 4 of them are all highly addictive resources: coffee, tobacco, cocaine, and sugar. These are the 4 leading addictions in America right now, but also abroad. And this is the only hemisphere it can be grown in. This whole hemisphere is the Americas. And I say that to say this: the Mayans were the original shipbuilders, and they were the travelers, the merchants. They used to call. All merchants meant is the ones that call. Those that call, hey, get your cocaine, hey, get your coffee, hey, we got cotton, hey, we got sugar, get your sugar. Like, that's where that come from. Get your tobacco. And that's where he was saying, like, why does the Maya, the etymology come up with cigar? Because they were the tobacco sellers. They were the original rollers of cigars, the original cigar sellers. That's where that comes from. So to say that the Moors went over there to amalgamate with them, no, sir. We went over there to conquer. We went over there to civilize. We went over there to spread our empire, to regrasp. And it also was the halt, the spread of the Roman Empire. period, to halt the spread of the Roman Empire, bro. This, what we have in America, this form of totalitarian totalitarian government, this tyrannical government, this is the Roman Empire. This is romantic government. This is why our laws and everything else is written in Latin. That's why the judge sentenced you due to Latin words. This is the Roman Empire. This is the spread, the last chapter of the Roman Empire. So that's why the Moors went. We went over there to stop the spread of the Roman Empire, which still spread anyway. I'm gonna let the brother keep on kicking his flavor. He's doing really well, but certain things, you know, nah, we ain't gonna, nah.
They did a decent job. I'm not gonna say they didn't. From 711 to 1491 AD, they had a plan to go to Europe and to basically cross bloodlines with the Caucasoid. So by them mixing blood with the Caucasoids in Europe, that was the Moors' way of thinking that they could civilize a certain demographic. You know, in every group you have so-called high vibrational and low vibrational people. So, but I'll say when you look at the big perspective, we can't really say that they succeeded because of what's been transpiring in the United States since its inception. So the Moors, they ruled in Europe for 700 years. They tried to, you know, cross bloodlines with the so-called, you know, white people, so they could, you know, be grafted into the melanated family. And it worked for some, and it didn't for others. And on a blood moon in 1491, there was an uprising in Spain, and Queen Isabella and her army, I believe they overthrew the Moors and the Jews. So Queen Isabella's army was called the Visigoths. The Visigothic army overthrew the Moors and the Jews out of Spain, and the Moors were held as prisoners of war. They were forced to show Christopher Columbus and Queen Isabella the route to the Americas. Now, when they took the ship from Spain to America, it was totally different than, you know, the trip from Central Africa to America. They went from Spain, then they went up north to England, then they went to Iceland, then they went to Greenland, then they landed in Nova Scotia. That's a much easier route and a quicker route than Central Africa to North America.
Right.
So the original Moors that came to the Americas were prisoners of war. And I believe they were in on the capturing and the enslavement of a lot of our indigenous ancestors. And I believe
Okay. Damn, I wasn't. Okay. Was I sharing the video? My bad, y'all. I wasn't sharing the video. I had popped back out so quick. Check this out. Now, when he says we were part of or participated in the slaving of the indigenous, and I speak simultaneously because the same people that were here were reflected over there. Think about it. Just because my family member leaves for 800 years and breeds who whatever they want doesn't mean it's not still my family member. You get what I'm saying? Like, so what I want to say is, yes, they did. What you have is the Spanish Inquisition. I talk about this in my Christopher Columbus video, and I expose what discover really means. Discover doesn't mean to find something that nobody knows exists. Discover means to unveil, to uncover, to expose. Like, look it up. Look in the etymology, bro. Anytime I say this means this, I'm talking about etymology, because that's what the word actually means when you dig into it, right? And so the Spanish Inquisition was actually about torturing mugs, trying to find the home of the Moors, trying to find a map, trying to find someone who would give up the information of where they came from, because they knew their time was coming. And think about it. Anybody could tell you that they had something to do with it. And the fact that they got overthrown in 1491, he says, I agree, 1492, and then turn around, Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. So all he did when he discovered was unveil it, because they knew it was here, and now they had the information. So they immediately set sail. He didn't think he was in no India when he got here. He knew exactly where he was. He knew that these people were called Indians. He knew that. I mean, I hear people saying, oh, etymology correct. Like I was one of those people. Like etymology, when you look at Indian, you'll think it don't mean what it's supposed to, but it actually does. Like I did more research. I had a dictionary this damn big. Can you see? Not this big sideways, but this big straight up. This goddamn big, and I went and found that, and that's definitely what that is. But anyway, I'm gonna let the brother get back to it. Honestly, this is just gonna be a part one. I'm gonna come back and do the rest of the video later, but I got some things to do. I'm gonna get off here in just a little bit.
The Moors let the enemy know a lot of secrets and the weaknesses of our people. And and if you think about it, I mean, how are they just so easily and conveniently able to get away with atrocity after atrocity after atrocity after atrocity? And you know, it's either nobody bats an eye, or everybody just assumes that they're justified. So we're dealing with people who are actually tapping into and have learned our ancestors' dark alchemy. And the Moors are responsible for giving, you know, that knowledge away to the enemy.
When you say dark alchemy, what exactly do you mean by dark alchemy?
Dark alchemy is the manipulation of etheric energy and dark energy. So when you deal with dark matter and dark energy, of course, that's what you see, you know, out in so-called space. And that energy is also inside of our carbon, aka our melanin. But we are not the dark matter. We are the ether. So if you can manipulate ether, you can manipulate light photons. If you can manipulate light photons, you can manipulate atoms, and you can manipulate molecular structures. And basically you can create whatever structure or whatever organism you want to, as long as you're able to manipulate ether energy and the light photon. Now, from ether energy, we get radiation, we get fire, we get electricity, and from electricity, we get magnetism. So it all goes back to the ether, you know, and then the dark forces, which is the dark matter and the dark energy. And I believe the people in power, they have to be doing something, because all of these natural catastrophes keep killing the same people, but they always seem to be unaffected by the so-called natural catastrophes.
Where does orgone energy come into play with the ether energy?
That energy, the root of it is the black hole in the center of the galaxy. And then there's also a central point in the earth, which is the inner sun. And that is the root point of ether energy on the earth. Right.
Wow. Since you mentioned in the sun, also, it makes me think about, we just talked about the Grand Canyon. One of the things that I've heard other people say as well, when it comes to the Grand Canyon, ancient history, is that a chunk of it flew out into space and that became our moon. You got to elaborate on that. I've heard of. You got
that's backed up. That's backed up by two ancient civilizations. One is the Zulu tribe. From the exact words of Credo Mutua, and that comes from the Incans who were in Colombia they speak about the moon being created, and there were cultures that existed before the moon in America. That's an Incan document in ancient Colombia. The Hopi also teach the same knowledge, but I haven't found it as far as the Dogon teachings yet. But I actually want to dig further into that to see if it's taught in the Dogon's teachings as well. So far, I've looked into 3 different cultures who've all said the same thing regarding the moon and civilizations in America that existed before the moon was in orbit. If you study the way the moon orbits the Earth, it orbits the Earth different than every other moon in the solar system. Mars has 2 moons. Jupiter, I believe, has at least 30.
My bad. I had to take a call, right? So I don't know what's been said, but I know when I left, he was talking about the Moors teaching them energy. And that's true. They didn't just torture them to get the location. They also tortured them to get information about how to handle us, what our practices were, and how we were doing the things we were doing, because we did have abilities. Like I talk about this in other videos, how the pyramids, how the pyramids are actually, they switched the P and the M. It's actually Mer Rapids, and these are high-speed teleportation devices and also high-speed communication devices working off the ethers. If you don't know how Wi-Fi works or internet works or cellular phone works, you'll think like, oh, this nigga talking some impossible shit. Nah, they on 5G to the public. They really on like 10G to the non-public. Once they get up to a certain G, they will, to a certain generation, they will be able to transport your ass from one part of the earth to another, bro. They were doing it thousands of years ago. When you got the ancient texts, saying everything under the sun has been done, that's exactly what they mean. Like, this shit has been done before. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that's coming out, like wireless communication and shit like that, that's what the pyramids were for. Even the original mounds, the mounds had certain things buried upon them, not just giant bones, but also other buried upon them. So therefore, we can communicate at far distances. That's what that pyramid is for. Look at this. This is the pyramid with the sunbeams. You know what I'm saying? This is the blueprint for the pyramid. And anyway, I'm gonna play. Oh yeah. And right now, I just walked into the room and he's talking about the orbit of the moon, right? No, I'm gonna leave that for another day. I'm just gonna let the brother spit his spit.
Moons, and Saturn has over 40 moons. Uranus and Neptune have well over 25 moons, in between 20, 25 moons. No moon in the solar system orbits their planet like our moon orbits our planet. The moon, literally for maybe millions of years, has orbited the same exact way. We never see the dark side of it. The same side of the moon is always facing Earth, because it's being controlled by intelligence. You see, and it's literally built to only show one face to the Earth. That's because on the dark side, on the back side of the moon, you have extraterrestrial bases.
So let me ask. So if the moon came from Arizona, and Arizona was the original Kemet, that's our shit. And they set up shop
check this out. I'm a end that comment I tried to highlight, right? He just said exactly what I said. I didn't read the comments beforehand. He said, man, these are just sciences we had 1,000-year-old. And that's what I'm talking about. Wireless communication, etc. Like, we've been knowing how to do these things. We've been having these things. Anyway, I'm gonna tap back in, and I'm gonna come back again and build some more on this. The brother is dropping some hellified juice. Shout out to RFG, chosen one, bro. You my brother, bro. I don't know if you feel the same, but that's how I'm rocking with you, bro. Nothing can change it. You can say, fuck this dude. He said I wasn't correct, etc. So forth. I hate him, and you're still a brother in my eyes, brother, man, because I know you are on point about so much. Some things you are using the Europeans' information, and therefore it's not totally correct. Like some things about the Moors being from North Africa, that's hogwash. Certain things about like the planets in their orbits, that's hogwash. Certain things about like even the word mayate, that means monkey in Spanish. I actually speak Spanish, so that's hogwash. But other than that, you on point so much. But I'm going to end the stream, man. Peace.